Hi there everyone, my name is Chris Bridges and I'm the owner at Bridges Properties, and today I am sitting down with Charlotte, our lead
Hi.
estate agent, to sit down and just have a wee chat, just to catch up with Charlotte about all things Bridges, our kind of journey so far, and also just to find out a wee bit about what it's like to be selling properties all day every day in West Lothian, and what's going on in the market just now as well. So thanks very much for your
Thanks for
time,
having
Charlotte.
me.
So I just wanted to find out a wee bit about you. So you've been with us since September 2024.
Just under 2 years now. Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
That's flown in really.
That is scary. I can't believe it's nearly 2 years.
Aye, it's bonkers.
I know.
I think like when I think back to the Charlotte that walked through the door as well to now, that
Like,
just
who
feels
is
like
she?
aye.
Like, she is, yeah, I literally feel like a different person. I know it's so cliche to say that, but like, yeah, I think it's crazy how much like you've grown in like such a short space of time.
Aye,
Like, it's
yeah.
crazy. And not even just like in Bridges, it's like, I see this all the time at home. It's like your mindset about everything in life just
Yeah,
changes in here.
yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's so funny because I think back to where we were at even as a business, and we were renting the wee unit in Bathgate, weren't we? It was
Yeah.
like the overspill of the office was too crazy,
Yeah.
and I remember it being one of the only interviews I've had a small amount of these where I wanted to offer the job at the interview. It was so funny because it was me and Melissa, but I wanted to give Melissa her place after you had left to chat about it, and she was like, I just wanted to offer her the job there. And then I was like, oh no, so did I. Why did we not do that? So that just shows, we just, right for the get-go, we just seen that you just had what it takes to be successful in here.
And it totally caught me off guard because like I was like, I'm not going to get the job because I'm not getting any estate agency experience. But my whole thought process was if I could just go in there and make a good enough impression just to plant the seed, in a couple of years' time they'll come in for me. That was the plan. I was like, if I can
Brilliant.
just get I knew I wanted to about Bridges, but I was like, if I can just like plant the seed and they'll come and get me when I think I'm ready, that'll be great. And then yeah, it wasn't long at all after the interview and you're like, got the job. I was like, oh, okay, this was the part of the plan. What happens now? Do you know what I mean? It totally caught me by surprise. But and obviously you probably know now that you actually know me, how much you can imagine me overthinking the life out of that. Like I said, we were on holiday in Greece, me and my partner, and the contract came through to like sign it. And I was like, this is it, right, what do I do? Because I was changing like the career completely. It wasn't like jumping from one estate agent to another. And I was overthinking it, and like got myself an absolute stinking around. We were bickering, and then turns out that was the day I was meant to get engaged, and I actually ruined it for myself. So it was the next again day when I'm like, contract signed, that's it, new beginnings, no more overthinking, it is what it is. That he was like, right, I'm going to actually ask her to marry me tonight. So that's just me, my overthinking. But no, like so glad I took that jump and took that change. And like I said, if you know me as well now, like that's what Morven always says, like knowing who you are, I'm so surprised that you actually did just leave everything that you knew to start something completely fresh. But it's the best thing I've done.
Brilliant. And this is crazy thinking back to that time when you joined, and I think you're fastly becoming the face of Bridges. You're all over social media, and it's amazing to watch your content. It's amazing to see like how much you've grown, how much your confidence has grown, and that's really like you just seem as though you're just really flourishing now. And have been for a while now, do you know? And
people
amazing.
say it to me as well, you know, if like oh, I see your videos, looks like you've just like found your calling, or like, you know, you were made for that. Like, and it's nice hearing that from people as well. But like, I loved my previous job, but I definitely do feel like this is where I'm meant to be. Like, this is it. So good.
Amazing. So talk to us a wee bit about that then. So obviously coming up for 2 years, what's that kind of journey been like for coming in right up to now?
It's been crazy. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's just crazy. There's been so many changes. I mean, we were literally in like the Whitburn office that I felt was about the size of this room. Now we've got a room this size to dedicate to podcasts. It's crazy. Obviously we've seen a lot of like changes with the business, and it is just going with the flow. It's a whole like, if you don't keep up, you're going to get left behind. It's about adapting, and we're going to do this, change of plan. Actually, this is going to be a better way to do it. We're going to do this, and it's just adapting and going through, you know, the good times, the times where we've maybe struggled a wee bit as a kind of a team for whatever reasons. And it's just, I think it's just being bought in. It's being bought in and just wanting to go on that journey with the business. And it's so exciting from how quickly we've grown just while I've been here. Never mind how it's going to look in 10, 20 years' time. And that was one of the things that really attracted me to Bridges, was like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I'm getting in like early. Do you know what I mean? So how old was the business when I started? What would have been like 3 years?
I would be nigh, yep.
So like 3 years is obviously still a good time, but if you're looking at kind of the grand scheme of things, like 3 years is like nothing. Like 3 years is like just at the start, and like I want to be able to be like, oh, you know, I started when I was only 3 years old, and Chris Bridges was in the office every day, and do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think the best way to describe it is crazy. And like I said, there's been so many changes throughout the team, and it's just adapting to it and learning to it and just building up your resilience, I suppose.
Aye, brilliant. I think like tying it back into that initial chat that we had, in that interview in that wee unit. It's like I always think that if that kind of like growth and crazy journey, if you're questioning whether that's kind of for you, it probably isn't. Like you need to be a specific type of person with
100%.
certain sort of character traits. We always joke about that, didn't we? But you know, you need to and almost embrace that. And if your eyes kind of light up with that sort of with all the madness that's involved
Like
in it,
Bridges is just a different breed
aye,
altogether.
big time. Yeah, and if your eyes kind of light up to that, it's definitely for you. But
Yeah,
if you're a
100%.
bit sceptical of all that, then you're probably better, you know,
Maybe
giving it
not
a
the place
buy.
for you, yeah.
So no, that's brilliant. And now, so what's, I suppose, explain like what's your kind of day to day now within Bridges? Then what does that look like?
So it's kind of changed again, just kind of like how the roles and things have adapted over the years. Because I obviously started as a sales negotiator, and then since then I was obviously promoted, and we've kind of now gone to the one agent model, because we used to have it that we'd have half the team go out to win the business, pass another half, pass it over to the other half of the team, and then we'd then sell it, market, etc. Whereas now we're really focusing on that kind of client journey, leading, your client from start to end. So now we've gone to the estate agency model, and I'm the lead agent, so it's myself who kind of like oversees and kind of monitors and mentors the other agents in the business. So Niall, Kelly and Ali, and they are phenomenal. Like I always say, like I'm so lucky that they're my team. Do you know what I mean? Like we always check in with each other kind of end of the day, like how's everyone day been? Is anyone struggling with anything? I've been trying to get a social media post up, I'll do it for you. Or, like had Kelly voice note me last night, been like, I've just received this message about an offer, like any advice. And it's just, I love being the go-to person for them, because I love that they feel they can come to me. Do you know what I mean? Like regardless of the time it is. And she's like, oh my God, that's so good. I never even thought about that. Like, thank you so much. And then it's even better when a situation like that comes up again and they just do it off their own back this time. Like they're not just kind of going, she said that, copy, paste, done. It's like they're actually taking what I'm saying on board and then like implement it into their own wee ways. And then they're doing it themselves next time, which I think is like so incredibly rewarding. I feel like I'm starting to get more of a buzz now out of watching the team win than myself. Like I'm like, I sold the house, that's great. But like, Ali, oh my God, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? So no, just seeing them flourish as well and their confidence growing, and and like it's very big kind of culture here on like developing and working on improving yourself. And I feel all of them are really open to kind of feedback and what's my focus for next month? This is it, and they go and smash it. Do you know what I mean? It's an incredible team, and I do love kind of leading that as such. And you know what it's like in the office when the vibes are high, when somebody has a sale, like we're jumping about, we're screaming, like pure Fiona down the reception. You can literally tell when we've sold a house or got a listen because the floors are shaking. Do you know what I mean? But no, I just love it.
Aye, brilliant. And do you think then that taking that lead role, and do you think that's helped you in being a better estate agent by having to teach others?
100%. So my day-to-day still does include, like going out to like win the business, like, being responsible for the marketing of the homes, carrying out the viewings, the feedback, the negotiations. That part's all very much the same, but there's also like another element to it where it is kind of getting like more like the stats to see where we are or where we're performing against, other agents in the area, and kind of where each of the team members are kind of performing at and things. And I think by being that lead, by being that sort of role model, as you like, it does keep me accountable, because I absolutely can't go to them like, you've not quality checked this if I haven't done that to mine. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got to set the standards. I can't say, this isn't right or that's not done if I'm not doing it myself. So it definitely does like hold me accountable for that. And because I know, I'm not a big heady, but because I know they're like looking up to me and they're watching me, it's like I have got to like set the standard and kind of set the Bridges way of doing it. So 100%.
Brilliant.
Keeps me on track.
That's amazing, because some people kind of go the opposite way with that sort of, they can kind of crumble with that, because it comes with that added responsibility, but it kind of sharpens your tools, then it keeps you on your toes, and there is always that thought of like, what example am I setting? I can relate to that massively.
100%. And I feel like I suffer quite badly from that, like is it imposter syndrome, is that what they say? And again, it's always a case of like, I'm almost trying to like, I need to prove myself, but it's just wanting to make sure that like, if I'm doubting myself at times, it's like, don't give anyone like an inch to doubt you. Like, just make sure you are doing absolutely everything you're supposed to be doing when you're going to do it. Like, follow through with what you're doing, and just, like I said, like kind of setting that example, so it makes me feel a bit better. If I know, like, Charlotte, you're fine. You're actually doing everything you're supposed to do. Like, calm down. You're here because you're meant to be here. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. No, that's amazing. And what would you say is your kind of favourite part of the role then?
I still love doing the videos. I get carried away doing them. I remember we had one that time, it was like backing onto a golf course, and I literally took my partner's golf clubs with me to film the video. And I think everyone's like, Charlotte, calm down. Like, we love the creativity, but go and put the golf clubs away. But I get so carried away with them. I think what I love the most about this job is like, it's a very people-based, which has kind of been how all my jobs in the past have been, but you also get the chance to be like really, really creative.
Yeah.
So I do think the most fun thing is going out and filming the videos and thinking of like, this is such a unique selling point of the home. How are we going to really focus in on that? And
Yeah.
how are we going to basically stop people in their tracks to watch this video? You know, sometimes people who aren't even thinking of moving, they see the video and then suddenly, can you come up for a valuation? You know, I want to buy that house. So
Yeah.
that's definitely the most fun part. But I would say the most like rewarding part is seeing like, it's like it sounds so cliche, but it genuinely is helping people through the moving process.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the nice fun ones where it's like, you know, we're moving into our forever family home. Other times you've got the bereavements, you've got the separations, and each situation is so different, and it's just been able to help them through that.
Yeah.
Like I was saying the other day, someone messaged me on my Instagram page just saying, I'm a first-time buyer, I've got nowhere to start, like, can you help me? And I was like, oh my God, like someone's actually looking to me for like advice. Like that was such a nice feeling. So
Yeah.
we've now got obviously signed up, just got a call with financial services today, so she knows what she can borrow. And I was like, well, like, let's start looking at houses in the area. I can start viewing them with you. And she's like, thank you so much.
That's
Like, I'm
amazing.
so glad I reached out to you. That just blows my mind. So it genuinely is, it's the helping people and trying to make the moving process as easy and as stress-free as possible. But it
Yeah.
isn't always going to go to plan through kind of like no fault of our own. Sometimes that's just what happens. But I think if you've got the right agent guiding you through that, you're going to be just grand.
Absolutely. Totally agree. The power of video as well is not to
Crazy.
be underestimated, isn't it?
Even at Armadale Galaxy, there was a couple of people that were like, you showed me a house. And, I'm like, and they were like, you work for Bridges. I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Brilliant. I know. I sometimes wonder about that. 'Cause sometimes I'll go out the house like an absolute state. Like maybe my pair of shorts on, a hoodie, my
I'm
hair
so
out to
cautious
there.
of that now. I'm like, I need to be careful if I'm bumping into someone.
Something else goes like that same guy that like sits there and suits in that in videos. But no, brilliant. And that I always say as well, like I wouldn't be in business if it was just like a transactional business. For me, that's so boring. Like the actual transaction of a house
I'm
sale.
far too
it's
emotionally invested
big
in
time.
the clients. Like, I really am.
That's the stuff that gets you out your bed in the morning though. That's the stuff that inspires me to keep going when the days are tough, and you hit the kind of obstacles and stuff like that. What keeps you going is like because I actually seen a comment recently, I think it was on one of your TikToks or something like that, and it was when all yous were going mad because a house had sold or whatever,
What you're going to
and
say.
they had said something like, oh, they're just happy about their commission or something like that, and I'm like, that's so far from the actual culture in here.
100% is so far from the
Aye.
truth. Like, I don't even think, like, I think people are like, oh, salespeople are like con men. They're just out for like the commission. I'm like, I actually couldn't even tell you half the time, like, when Melissa's running through the commissions with me, I'm like, oh, it went sale this month. Like, oh, so it did. That's great. Like, I don't even think, like, I am not thinking, I'll sell this and I'll get this. Like, it's not, it's so far off the radar. Like,
Yeah.
that probably sounds so cliche and cue the comments, but genuinely that is the case. It is a case
Yeah.
of like, it's the buzz from selling the house. And see the ones that are like the harder sales, the one we have been on the market for a wee bit longer, they are the ones that when you take it, like, you are jumping about the office up there.
Yeah.
Like, the full team are screaming. Like, it's yeah, like I said, the pays, like, it's the last thing that comes in my head when you're dealing with it all.
100%. That's why the quote that's now off the wall but gone back on the wall, take care of the work and the work will take care of you.
Love
That quote for Ryan Serhant, honestly it's in my mind so often and
Same
that's
here,
exactly
yeah.
that. If you take care of your clients, you provide the best service you possibly can, you do the best that you can every single day, then obviously your pay is going to reflect that. But I think a lot of people make the mistake of doing that the wrong way around
Yep.
and chasing that commission statement or whatever it will be, commission payment I should say, and then focusing too much on that, and then that's no fun. Like that's no that's just it's no rewarding. Do you know what I mean? And then you've not really got a future. I always say we're fighting the good fight in here every day.
Yeah.
You know, looking after our clients, great service, no just taking the easy way out all the time, and that sometimes you can question that a wee bit, but if you keep fighting that good fight, only good will come in the future.
100%. I actually seen something on Instagram the other day. I thought, well, I never even thought about that before. And again, it's people thinking it's just like commission based, but it was saying that like estate agency could be one of the only jobs that you could put in however many hours of work and still walk away with nothing, because like if say a house was in the market for whatever long and you were doing all this different stuff, and then say they were selling like a separation and then they go, actually we're getting back together, like thank you so much for your help, like we're just going to stay put, like when we're back, okay great, amazing. It's like all that, like the viewings, the marketing, like everything you've done, it's like you're not a penny from it. Do you know what I mean? And it's probably one of the fewest industries where you would put so much hours into it, and it's like you say, like, okay, well, it's on to the next one. You know, it's like I said, money comes afterwards. It's like a nice wee bonus. You know, oh, I forgot about that. Like, oh, that house settled this month, lovely. But genuinely, it's not in the front of my mind at all.
It's so true. One of the common ones I've had is maybe somebody picking up the phone and them saying to me, you know, we were on with another agent and want a bit of advice and everything like that, and they're maybe looking to potentially transfer over to us, for example, and spend a couple of weeks on that, maybe giving them a bit of advice, and all of a sudden, honestly, it's happened on a few occasions, and they'll message to say, I'm really sorry, but we've actually had an offer accepted. And I'm like, that's great news.
Yeah,
Like, you've sold
that's
your
not a
house.
bad thing.
That was the job. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It's no.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
about us. It's about you and your
Yeah,
situation.
100%.
Like, that's great news. Congratulations. That was what we were trying to do here,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
definitely.
So, aye, that's a classic example of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, brilliant. And I suppose then, just to probably finish this up, if we were to look at, you know, if you were to speak to someone who's maybe watching us on social media and they're seeing you flying and selling great houses and all the good stuff, and they were to almost ask you advice on joining Bridges, do you know, what advice would you have for someone that's maybe looking for the outside and thinking about
Joining isn't like working here or
working here? Yeah.
I would say it really depends how badly you want it. Like you said, you've got to have that spark. If you want to do something like really special with your life and be in a place where it's not always going to be easy, like you actually push, like it's so funny to think how much you guys actually push us to like really like developing and like being the best version. Because I know it sounds cliche, but like I said, when you look back, you're like, oh my God, like that is like a different person who walked in here than it is now. And
Yeah.
I much prefer the person I am now than I was back then. So that wasn't easy. Do you know what I mean? Like it could look easy on camera, like they're just making TikToks all day, but they don't see like, especially when I first started, you know, offer the value and like us sitting trying to value houses at 11 o'clock at night or replying to WhatsApp chats at this time because like, you know, it's just, or listen to these podcasts or having, you know, kind of like feedback. And I think what I love about here is very much a feedback culture, which again can be hard to take because a lot of people can take it quite personally. They're like, I can't do anything right. Like, can they not see I'm doing X, Y, and Z? But my brain now is like, I literally walk into my one-to-one tomorrow and I'm like, right, cool. So next month, what's the goals? Like, what do I need to work on for next month? And sometimes she'll be like, there's nothing. I'm like, no, there's got to be something. Like, or she'll be like, oh, do this. And I'm like, amazing. Like, I like knowing what I'm working towards. And then say that's what I do with the team. And the next month, it's like, you're flying at that. And you're like, cool. Another thing ticked off the list. You've got that mastered. So I think you've got to be open to feedback. You've got to be comfortable with getting uncomfortable, is a big thing we always say here, which is so true because nothing happens in the comfort zone. You're not going to grow unless you come out with that. So like, yeah, if you want to do something special with your life, you want to be pushed to like the absolute max. Like it's just pushing to like your comfort zone, and like you'd be so surprised at what you can do. Like even when I was like first promoted, we were talking about this last week, I was a bit like, how do I do this? Like I was like, sometimes I still make a mistake, and how am I going to be able to lead them if I don't even like, do you know? But now it's like, no, like I know what I'm doing. Like I know that if they've got a question, they can come to me, and even if I don't know all the answers, somebody will, and sometimes you'll have a different perspective. So I think it really depends how badly you want it. If you're looking for a wee easy 9 to 5 job, this is not the place for you. But if you're looking for somewhere that's exciting, is going to push you, like the opportunities in this place that just keeps you going to present themselves to the right people is unbelievable. Like I've never heard of a workplace like it. And even the things we're doing, like our Tuesday morning meeting for the last 2 weeks, like I actually took a back to being like, how does this work? What are we doing? We're actually performing in front of the team here about weather forecasts. Like it's I don't even know how to describe it. It's just you've got to be a special breed, but like it's give and take. It's like it can be hard, but the good things outweigh that like massively.
Brilliant. Sorry, I've got a bonus question that I meant to ask you as well. So if there's someone that's thinking about putting their house on the market and want to go through that journey of selling their home, what would be one piece of advice you would have for them?
Phone Bridges properties. No, I would say like it's obviously after Phone Bridges, but it's getting your house, because like the market is good at the minute, it really is, but it's a bit different in the sense that, like we were saying earlier, you could have chucked a house in the market with like in any condition like 5 or 6 years ago, and that was just kind of around your COVID time, and they were flying off with like the stamp duty holiday, folk were paying like crazy amounts above. We're not quite there, but see if a house is presented well and priced competitively, it's finding that sweet spot. So I would probably just say it's doing all the wee final touches in the house, like the leaky tap, the creaky doorboard, any kind of paint work. I'm not saying go in and put a new kitchen, because somebody could walk in and go, cracking kitchen, but I hate the colour, and replace it anyway, so don't do anything like that. But all the wee touches, like I said, just to really make your home look as presentable as possible online, and just getting your ducks in a row, making sure you've spoken to a mortgage advisor. You know, if you're really thinking about, I want to move, but I've not seen anything yet, like it's summer, make the most of the good weather. Let's get your marketing done then. So when you are viewing a property, you're not on the market, but you're pretty much as strong as being on the market, because once you find that house, it's a case of, Charlotte, my offer's been accepted, get us live in the market, boom, you're on the market. And it's that sweet spot of you're not panic buying because you've sold 3 weeks ago and your buyer's wanting an entry date, but you're also not putting like sometimes the highest offer in, but you're not getting it because your house isn't in the market. So I would say get your house ready, like all the wee kind of touch-ups, and just make sure you get your ducks in a row. You know exactly what your kind of financial situation is. Spoke to your mortgage advisor, and like I said, get your marketing done. So if you do see the right house, you can just go for it.
Great advice. Brilliant. Charlotte, you're absolutely fine. Keep doing what you're doing, and thanks again for your time.
Thanking you.